Here are some of the cringiest revelations in the Elon Musk text dump. TechCrunch. A trove of texts between Musk and his closest confidants is the latest document to surface out of the Elon Musk v. Twitter trial. A new, particularly juicy document has surfaced in discovery leading up to the Elon Musk v. Twitter trial, slated to take place in a few weeks. Behold, a trove of texts between Musk and key figures, the +7803 Chars. Hayley Williams admits to being introverted. Entertainment, KTBS.com, KTBS. Hayley Williams has learned a lot about herself over the last 4 years. Hayley Williams thinks she's introverted. The Paramore singer is coming off a 4-year break from the band, and the time away has given Hayley an opportunity to reflect. She shared, "We all real, +1474 Chars." Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa taken to hospital with head and neck injuries, ESPN. Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa was conscious and had movement in all his extremities at the hospital after being hurt in Thursday night's game in Cincinnati. Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa was taken to a local hospital with head and neck injuries suffered on a second-quarter sack in Thursday night's game against the Cincinnati Ben. +2329 Chars. I was diagnosed with a vitamin B12 deficiency when my limbs went numb. Insider. Before I was diagnosed with a vitamin B12 deficiency, I had no idea the symptoms could be so severe. 5 months later, I'm finally feeling better. On a Wednesday morning in May, I went for my regular run around Lower Manhattan. I enjoyed the breezy weather, ate my usual meals, and went to work. Then, as I was settling in for the night, something +4371 Chars. NASA spacecraft captures image of ocean world orbiting Jupiter during flyby, CNN. A NASA spacecraft flew by Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, on Thursday to collect information about one of the most intriguing ocean worlds in our solar system. The Juno mission's first image of Europa's icy surface has already been shared. Sign up for CNN's Wonder Theory Science newsletter. Explore the universe with news on fascinating discoveries, scientific advancements and more. A NASA spacecraft flew by one of the most intriguing +4223 Chars. Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa taken to hospital with head and neck injuries, ESPN. Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa was conscious and had movement in all his extremities at the hospital after being hurt in Thursday night's game in Cincinnati. Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa was taken to a local hospital with head and neck injuries suffered on a second-quarter sack in Thursday night's game against the Cincinnati Ben. +2329 Chars. Cyberpunk 2077. How to Unlock the Secret Ending. IGN. There are 5 Cyberpunk 2077 endings. Technically, epilogues. Except for the bad ending that you can get by simply playing the main story and making your null. Dow Jones Futures. S&P 500 hits fresh lows as Apple, Tesla, CarMax Dive, Nike Plunges Late. Investors Business Daily. Null. Shirtless Trumpers Fight Hurricane. Marjorie Taylor Greene getting divorced and a Jon Stewart surprise. Jimmy Kimmel Live. It's night 4 of our week in Brooklyn and Jimmy talks about what it has been like being in New York. Aaron Judge's 61st home run. We go live to chat with Th. Null. September 29, 2022 Russia-Ukraine news, CNN. Western leaders have stopped short of accusing Russia but agree the Nord Stream pipeline leaks were likely the result of sabotage. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin plans to annex the 4 Ukrainian territories. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken in a statement on Thursday called Russia's so-called referendums in occupied parts of Ukraine a futile effort to mask what amounts to a further attempt at a land G+15-16 Chars. How long older adults will live comes down to 17 often surprising factors. Neuroscience News. Researchers have designed a new model of life expectancy that's based less on disease diagnosis and more on other factors including cholesterol levels and lifestyle. Summary. Researchers have designed a new model of life expectancy that's based less on disease diagnosis and more on other factors including cholesterol levels and lifestyle. Source. Duke University. +6148 Chars. New Science. Commercial study, September 29, 2022. NASA video null. Sources. Houston Rockets acquire Derrick Favors in 8-player trade with Oklahoma City Thunder. ESPN. The Thunder are trading Derrick Favors, Ty Jerome, Mo Harkless, Theo Maledon and a 2025 second-round pick via Atlanta to the Rockets for David Nwaba, Sterling Brown, Trey Burke and Marquese Chris. The Houston Rockets are acquiring center Derrick Favors and a 2025 second-round draft pick in an 8-player trade with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Sources told ESPN on Thursday night. The Thunder W+894 Chars. Mario stuff on Nintendo Switch. Nintendo of America. Null. Your browser isn't supported anymore. Update it to get the best YouTube experience and our latest features. Learn more. Remind me later. FDA's rotten definition of healthy food is finally getting tossed. Ars Technica. For now, salmon and nuts are not eligible for healthy label, but sugary cereals are. 62 with 43 posters participating. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration on Wednesday proposed a long-awaited revision to the definition of the term healthy on food packaging, finally scrapping the mind. +5776 Chars. Trevor Noah to exit Daily Show after 7 years. Variety. Trevor Noah is nearing his last laugh on The Daily Show. The comedian, who came out of near anonymity to take over the program from Jon Stewart in 2015, plans to exit the flagship Comedy Central series after a 7-year tenure that saw him transform it for. Trevor Noah is nearing his last laugh on The Daily Show. The comedian, who came out of near anonymity to take over the program from Jon Stewart in 2015, plans to exit the flagship Comedy Central +4307 Chars. Russia says Nord Stream likely hit by state-backed terrorism. Reuters. Russia said on Thursday that leaks spewing gas into the Baltic Sea from pipelines to Germany appeared to be the result of state-sponsored terrorism. As an EU official said, the incident had fundamentally changed the nature of the conflict in Ukraine. Moscow, Brussels. September 29. Reuters. Russia said on Thursday that leaks spewing gas into the Baltic Sea from pipelines to Germany appeared to be the result of state-sponsored terrorism. As an EU of +4784 Chars. Man's cancer vanished after he was injected with weakened herpes virus. Insider. The 39-year-old patient told the BBC that he was preparing for the end of his life when he learned about the experimental cancer drug, a new cancer therapy that uses a modified herpes virus to attack tumor cells, showed promise in early clinical trials abroad. The drug, called RP2, completely obliterated one patient's oral cancer. T. +3213 Chars. Maniac bashes windows. Lights of NYPD cruiser in midday rampage. Video. New York Post. A maniac smashed the windows and lights of a police car parked on a midtown street in broad daylight. Disturbing video posted to Twitter shows the suspect, identified by police as Uchechukwu God. A maniac smashed the windows and lights of a police car parked on a midtown street in broad daylight. Disturbing video posted to Twitter shows the suspect, identified by police as Uchechukwu Godwin. +1050 Chars. Teddy Two Gloves Leads 2-minute drive. NFL. Check out our other channels. NFL Mundo https www.youtube.com/mundanflenfl Brazil https www.youtube.com/c/NFL Brazil Officialful UK https www.youtube.com/ch null. Fired Nintendo worker comes forward to offer more details on the dismissal. Labor complaint. IGN. A fired Nintendo QA tester who filed a complaint with the National Labor Relations Board has come forward to offer more details on the dismissal and the allegations that Nintendo was trying to suppress discussions of unionization. A fired Nintendo contractor who filed an official complaint with the National Labor Relations Board has spoken out for the first time, revealing their name along with additional details about the Inc. +2954 Chars. Cramer's lightning round. Charles River is a buy. CNBC. Mad Money. Host Jim Cramer rings the lightning round bell, which means he's giving his answers to callers' stock questions at rapid speed. Alibaba Group Holding Limited. I do not want you to touch that stock. Sherwin-Williams County. The price-to-earnings multiple is still way too high on that stock. I think the stock goes lower. Cass. +489 Chars. Disney World. Universal to reopen Friday in phases. Orlando Sentinel. Disney World and Universal Orlando will reopen in a phased approach, starting Friday. Disney World and Universal Orlando will reopen their resorts in phased approaches starting Friday, after Hurricane Ian closed both Wednesday and Thursday. Disney, the first to announce its reopening. +2869 Chars. Trevor Noah to exit Daily Show after 7 years. Variety. Trevor Noah is nearing his last laugh on The Daily Show. The comedian, who came out of near anonymity to take over the program from Jon Stewart in 2015. Plans to exit the flagship Comedy Central series after a 7-year tenure that saw him transform it for Trevor Noah is nearing his last laugh on The Daily Show. The comedian, who came out of near anonymity to take over the program from Jon Stewart in 2015, plans to exit the flagship Comedy Central S+4307 Chars. What parents need to know about enterovirus D68 lifehacker. EV-D68 can occasionally cause paralysis in children. The CDC recently issued an alert to healthcare providers about enterovirus D68, which has turned up in children who were hospitalized with severe respiratory illnesses. This virus can also cause a +2727 Chars. Room temperature superconducting claim is retracted. Ars Technica. The problem appears to be some data that's not being shared. In large illustration of magnetic levitation using a high-temperature ceramic superconductor. 17 with 17 posters participating. A paper that claimed to provide the first evidence of superconductivity at +1995 Chars. Gavin Escobar, ex-Cowboys tight end, dies in rock climbing accident. USA Today. Former Dallas Cowboys tight end Gavin Escobar was one of 2 climbers found dead in the San Bernardino National Forest in California. A former NFL player was one of 2 rock climbers who were found dead in a remote area near Idlewild on Wednesday. The Riverside, Calif. County Sheriff's Coroner's Office identified the victims as +1894 Chars. $70 version of Skyrim quietly appears on Nintendo Switch. Kotaku. The most expensive version of the decade-old game Just Stealth dropped on the handheld almost a year after it came to every other platform. Skyrim Anniversary Edition Surprise launched on the Nintendo Switch today. The newest version of the beloved 2011 open-world RPG includes a bunch +2042 Chars.